Italy won, Spain won, Italians win on penalties. Not the way I saw this game going at all. I mean, make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get straight into the video. A really entertaining game of football. One of the best at this tournament. And look, the semi-finals, you normally get one where it's the two best teams and this is going to be the best semi-final. And it normally doesn't live up to that expectation. They cancel each other out. It normally comes down to penalties, but actually, this was a really good game of football, a really entertaining game of football, where both teams had their spells. You know, it can be like, oh, they're taking early lead and it's one-way traffic. You know, it was a good, balanced game the whole way throughout. And I actually think that in terms of the whole 90 minutes of play, then plus the extra half an hour that we went into, of course, because of the draw, I actually thought Spain probably just about deserved to win it. But of course, it comes down to penalties, and you've got Unai Simon, who didn't exactly do a lot wrong, made a save, to be fair to him, up against Gianluigi Donnarumma. You just knew that he was going to come up with something. Of course, it's a night that's going to... Well, we have to talk about Morata. Of course, Chelsea fan, I have a lot of time for Morata. Obviously, it didn't work out with us. I wanted him gone. But you want to wish people well and stuff like that. But just a really gutting chain of events for him. Chiesa, of course, puts Italy 1-0 up. Morata gets the equaliser and then misses the crucial penalty, which then allows Jorginho to step up and does what he does best in taking penalties. Look, it's a really tough one because Morata, with his goal tonight, I think has moved joint. I think it's a joint 5th top goal scorer in Euros history with something like 5 or 6 goals, which is incredible numbers. Absolutely brilliant. I think, is it 6 goals he scored, something like that? And I think only Shearer, Platini and Ronaldo are ahead of him, which is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. You think about all the legends that have played as well. He's a good player. Like he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of criticism. People in Spain love him. Certain people in Spain hate him. He's a real Marmite footballer, but he does have ability, and we can all see that. You can all see it, and you really want... I mean, I really want him to come good, and I think a large amount of people do, and it just doesn't look like it's ever going to get the luck in his favour, which is a bit gutting. Yeah, it's a real bummer. It really, really is, and there's nothing we can do about it, of course. It's the harsh reality that it comes down to penalties, but again, I'm an England fan. I'll always try and say my England point of view in some capacity. Best result for us today. Getting whichever team it was winning on penalties, it's a lottery after that. Well, I say it's a lottery, actually it's not. It's just it's a managing of bottle. It's a managing of bottle. The Italians had it completely, deserved it on penalties. It comes down to it. They scored more. It's completely fair. But they've played 120 minutes when they probably wouldn't have wanted to. The goal came late from Morata, so they were ready to get home and hosed. Park the bus, defend basically. And they weren't allowed to do it. They had to fight for another half an hour. It was a gritty performance. It's one that, the Italians, I think, will be very proud of. But is it one they would have wanted to put in tonight, knowing that they've got a final on Sunday? Probably not. Of course, 120 minutes does take it out of you. And this is why, if I'm being honest, I would have liked Spain to have qualified, because they have played 120 minutes in the round of 16, in the quarterfinal, in the semi-final, and I think they would have been absolutely knackered for the final. But, poor penalties, not only from Morata, who missed the first one, I can't even remember now. Olmo, there we are, Olmo's got it in. He gets in, I was making those jokes all day. Yeah, no, 2 poor penalties, obviously Olmo blazed it over the bar. And Spain just didn't deserve it. But the thing is, the good thing about the Spanish is I remember hearing before, and it's also the Italians as well. I remember Fabrizio Romano saying that he doesn't think that this is Italy's year, the squad isn't good enough, and blah, 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 blah. And, he's been proved wrong. And the Spanish are kind of very similar as well. They said a good tournament for them is reaching the semi-final. And obviously they've got there, they've gone out. You can't be happy, but they know that the standard is up here. And although they've got here, which is good, they know that they want to be up there. But it's very accepting of where they are. And so were Italy. Italy have obviously kind of exceeded a little bit of expectations, maybe on their part. Not for the large amount of people, but for certain individuals would have exceeded expectations. I think they are now 33 games unbeaten. So I don't quite see how that can exceed expectations. But for certain people have been doubting them, Fabrizio Romano being one. they did deserve to do it, and I'll be honest with you, I've got money on Italy. I obviously hoped it wasn't going to be England-Italy in a potential final. I have got the money on the Italians to win it. I have money on top goal scorers from Italy as well. They're probably not going to come in, but I do have money on Italy to win it. I've now won at least 30 quid because I've put them each way to make the final, so that was great. But you know, I do back this Italy team. I do like what I'm seeing. I put money on them after pretty much the first... I think, yeah, it was after the first game. They just absolutely tore Turkey apart and did not look back. I mean, they've scored goals for fun in this tournament. They haven't conceded many. I think they've only conceded twice, if I'm correct, in this tournament. Might be, no, 3 times. They conceded once tonight, once to Austria, and then once to Belgium. Yeah, to Belgium. So they're not completely, you know, impenetrable. They're not the perfect side. And I was watching this game. We were actually talking it through, me and my family, and saying that there is that potential hole that you could exploit, and that potential hole that you could exploit, and that. And of course, it's easy us sitting down and saying it, but there is potential areas where England could have a lot of success, and Denmark as well could also have a lot of success. And I wouldn't say that they are absolute stonewall favourites for the final. I think they are the favourites. Of course, with British bookmakers, it'll always be England. I think Italy are probably the favourites, and I'm absolutely fine with that. It's their job now to manage that expectation and to get over the line. Is it something they can do? I think they've got the leadership to do it, which is why I've backed them. I think Chiellini's brilliant. I think even Donnarumma at 22 is a brilliant leader. Bonucci, of course, Jorginho. There's a few people I could go on for a while. Even Belotti as well. It sounds a bit weird that I'm saying Belotti when he comes off the bench, but that takes leadership as well. When it doesn't moan, whenever it gets called upon, comes on, puts in a shift, and he always has decent games, I think, whenever he comes on. May not score, but always gets himself involved, and you always know where he is and what he's doing. But yeah, no, I think that the Italian team, I always said, will be right up there. They're now going to be one of the final 2, and congratulations to them. The Italians in the stadium made absolutely incredible noise, and they're the ones that I think a lot of the English people have been worried about, because obviously there is a rather large contingent of Italian fans and Italian people in London. They'll be in there making a lot of noise on Sunday with £1,000 tickets and whatever you've got to spend. But you know, it's a very impressive Italian team, and with the support that they've got here in London, you would not back against them, especially if they were to play the Danes, who have minimal support. England will be a different matter, but I mean, look, we've got a massive game coming up tomorrow. That's kind of all I'm thinking about. This hair is I've been growing out for basically the whole tournament is going. If you know anything about my TikTok, you'll know what's happening. I mean, you can probably I might as well just tell you. Tomorrow's the day I go Phil Foden. Am I looking forward to it? Maybe not. Am I looking forward to it? Kind of, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a mixture of emotions, but yeah, you'll see that tomorrow. You'll see that tomorrow in the videos. But yeah, this is I think this might be the final one I'm ever doing from this setup, or at least last review. So just want to say, kind of as we are coming towards the end of the tournament, thank you very much for your support. For all the videos I've been doing, I massively appreciate it. And let's finish on a positive. Congratulations to the Italians making the final. Football is still coming home. So even if you are there, I mean, shame. But hey, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. I was only going to say we make fun then, but I'm just rambling to myself now. I can't believe it's coming to an end. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Football's coming home. I'm going to be blonde tomorrow. Wish me all the luck in the world.